Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. We have a really special show for you tonight. I'm not going to tell you much about it until it happens, but you are going to be so glad you're here. Our guest, Pilley Bianchi, is here. She is a singer, songwriter, author, band leader, amazing musical mind, and just does a million great things. And we've been friends for about 25 years. So, Leo, hit that promo.
Yeah, I'm a big fish in a small pond. My day's free and my night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am. Who I am, who I am.
So, hi everybody, welcome back. So, I'm still not in my apartment yet. They're still working on it. It's actually that part is done, but now I'm kind of starting to move stuff in. So, I'm still at Judy's downstairs in the basement. We are coming to you live from beautiful Cliffside Park, New Jersey. So welcome. And my apartment will never be this clean. So take it in and enjoy the cleanliness of Judy's place, because my apartment is like an explosion. But anyway, oh my God, look at who has joined us already. We have a whole bunch of people. Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, our friend Danielle, I was talking about you today. Happy Tuesday, Maria and Leo. Happy Tuesday to you. Danielle is a spiritual medium, a psychic, a healer, and her website is DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. Leo was nice enough to post it there. If you need anything of a spiritual sense, I just always say that Danielle brings hope. When I talk to her, I go, Danielle, you bring hope. So, but she actually communicates with the other side. It's mind-blowing. But has a bunch of different things that you can get if you go to her website. And I personally gave a bunch of stuff away for presents through Danielle. What a nice present to give someone. But, that kind of insight. So we're glad you are here, Danielle. We love you. Adrian Christian is here. Happy Tuesday, Maria and Leo from Adrian Christian. We love you, Adrian. I have something very special for you tonight, as a matter of fact. So stick around for a little bit. I know you can't stay on long because you got to go, but I have something special for you. Jamie Marie. Okay, Jamie Marie is an incredible, she's a businesswoman because she produces and runs these amazing productions that she creates. She is a dancer. She's a producer. She is just a visionary. And she has something called Velvet Stardust. She has many shows, but Velvet Stardust is going to be at Stonewall again, and I believe it's March 21st, right? Jamie, if I'm wrong, type it in. At the Stonewall Inn, I think it's 7 p.m. upstairs. And what it is, this is why it's mind-blowing to me. It's like a bunch of amazing burlesque dancers, like amazing. And then, like an incredible rock band, like usually like 4 or 5-piece rock band, backup singers and everything. And just the most amazing mix of rock music. And then there's so much going on, you don't know where to look and what to feel. And it's just incredible. So that's going to be happening at Stonewall Inn on March 21st. But in the meantime, she always has something going on. So go and follow Jamie Marie of Velvet Stardust. I believe if you go to Instagram, you can find Jamie. You can find Velvet Stardust and get all your stuff there too. They do jazz shows. She has all kinds of stuff. I don't want to give it away, but she has all kinds of stuff up and coming. Let me see. Adrian says, everyone from Los Angeles, California. Yes. We love our LA friends. Russ Woolley has joined us. Russ, we must talk on the phone and figure out a time to get you on. I was thinking maybe you and Aaron Lee Battle. I mean, how cool would that be? And maybe even Eric Eves Garcia, because, you know, he is our mutual friend that we love so much. Lori Towers. Hi, Lori. Happy Tuesday to you too, my love. And Peter Feliciano. Perfect. This is perfect that you're here. Happy Tuesday, friends. Eddie Kutu, my friend from high school, who now runs Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. If you need to get your hair did and you're in that area, you go see Eddie and he will hook you up. They have a great Instagram page as well. John Pietero has joined us. Elena Ponte Feliciano of the Felicianos Fine Jewelry has joined us. Yes, thank you for your message, Danielle. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, so I don't want to miss anybody. Before the show, the only relevant Tuesday that was when Wimpy would settle his hamburger debts. John, that's a really big deal. I remember when I will pay you, was it Tuesday for a, yeah, right. I will pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's right. Lynn Portis, genius, has joined us. Love you guys. Love you too. I saw Lynn last night. All right, I want to put this out there. There's many things I want to put out there, but okay, so last night, not just last night, but since Reveal, which is, Lynn Portis is an amazing songwriter, right? And has been my best friend for 30 years. Maybe more than 30 years, 32, I think. We met at Tony and Tina's wedding, who are our guest that's joining us tonight. She and I met there as well. But Lynn Portis' music, right? So I've been playing Reveal, which is like my new favorite song. And Lynn co-wrote it with Chauncey Dandridge. And what I tend to do is, because when I hear the song, you get so happy that you start Facebook Living, right? And people love it. I get all these responses. So I'm putting this out there, and I already got a bunch of good responses. If you go to Spotify or iHeartRadio or wherever, Apple Music, and you download your songs, download Reveal by Lynn Portis and Chauncey Dandridge. Once you download it and you want to do a Facebook Live anywhere you are where the song comes on and people start singing or dancing, send it to me or just post it on my page, and I will post it on my Maria Gentili page, and then I will share it to my What's the Story with Maria page, and we'll put it on our show. Because I feel like this song, Reveal, is so happy that people, whether they've ever heard it or not, start dancing. It's crazy. So go and check that out. Go and give it a listen. I guarantee you it's perfect for like whatever. You're around the house, you're going to start dancing. You're at school, you're going to start dancing, work, whatever you're doing. So I say try it. I'm challenging you to go and buy Reveal, download Reveal, play it, and see what happens, and videotape it for me. I think it's going to be amazing. We're going to start a trend. We're going to start a whole movement of people dancing to Reveal. I've been doing it everywhere. I even do it when I drive. I'll be in New York and I'll be filming, and it feels great. Okay, now I have the Felicianos. I have Adrian Christian. This is why I think this is so important. Okay, so my beautiful friends, Elaine and Peter, they've been my friends for a long, long time, but they have a beautiful jewelry company now called Peter Feliciano Fine Jewelry. And Peter left me one for me, and then one he said, you are welcome to pass it on to a listener or whomever you like. I want to show you this beautiful piece of jewelry. So we talked about Puerto Rico a few weeks ago, and how people that are from Puerto Rico or have Puerto Rican roots are so proud of their heritage, as Italians or anybody else is but look at this beautiful piece. So this is a coquille, which I just learned a few weeks ago. A coquille is like a little frog that only exists in Puerto Rico. It's a little tiny frog, and Peter designs many, many, many things, Peter and Elaine, and this is like a really popular design. It's called a coquille, and every time I mention it to my Puerto Rican friends, they're like, I love coquille. I know what that is. I never knew. So I said to myself, I'm going to give it to one of my friends who's Puerto Rican that I think deserves it. They're all wonderful people. And just in our calendars alone, we have had many, many a hot Puerto Rican. So, or nothing but the apron calendar. But I got to say, I did not have to give this much thought. I know who I'm giving this to. I'm going to send it to my friend Adrian Christian. There he is, Mr. February in our Nothing But the Apron calendar. because Adrian is so sweet. Well, he's cute as hell, and he's Puerto Rican and hot, and he's a great singer. But I'm telling you why I'm giving it. I'm passing on this beautiful piece of Peter Feliciano fine jewelry to Adrian. There you go. You see, Michael Rodriguez is saying Boricua power. There you go. Because Adrian is so generous. He is one of those people that is just always grateful. He posts all these days of gratitude, what he's grateful for. He passes on so much love to other people. He's always been so good to our show and so sweet. And he sent me chocolates. Like after he took this picture for Valentine's Day, but we had to have everything done like in October or November. He sent me a beautiful box of those chocolates from Edelweiss chocolate shop in West Hollywood. So, and he's always just the sweetest. So I believe that the person who has earned this beautiful piece of Peter Feliciano fine jewelry is our friend Adrian Christian. So Adrian, I am going to send this out to you. I'm going to send this out to you this week, okay? I'm going to go to the post office and make sure that I insure that. So Peter Feliciano Designs has things from all the way from $75 to all the way up to $2,500 from what I hear. And it's the first of its kind Latin luxury jewelry. Okay, so go and check out Peter Feliciano Design. That's his gorgeous wife, Elaine, who we're crazy about. She was Miss January in our calendar last year. Peter was Mr. November in our calendar the year before. So they make the most beautiful. There's Elaine. Oh my God. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes. And Peter was Mr. November the year before. Oh my God. This one always makes me laugh. Peter, you don't understand. It's one of my favorites of all time. Elaine's was so loved by my sister and her girls at the shop. That they have permanently left Elaine up. No matter what month it is, no matter what year, Elaine Feliciano is at European Flair Salon in West Concord, Massachusetts. So anyway, there's Adrian Christian. I'm telling you, what do they have in common? They're all calendar people in our calendars. If you want a calendar, it's $10. What can you get for $10? Not even half a lap dance anymore. Even lap dances have gone up from what I hear. Anyway, I still have these. I reordered because we sold out of the first batch in literally like weeks. So I reordered another 50 and I have a few left. But please let me know. I'll get them right out to you. They're $10, $4 for shipping and handling. But it doesn't matter how many you order. $4 will stay the shipping price. But if you're in the neighborhood, I'm at Stonewall normally on Mondays upstairs. Sometimes I don't work. Susie works instead. Wednesdays, I'm always at the Duplex. And Friday and Saturday, I'm at Brandy's. I always have them on me. Come by and I'll get them to you. Okay? All right. That's where we're at. Oh, my goodness. So Leo, our amazing sidekick, I don't know if he's still having problems with his camera earlier, so I don't know, but Leo will pop on when he can. In the meantime, we want to thank Leo because I'd be lost without him. I think it's very important in life to have a guy or girl Friday or someone that helps you with things. The calendar is selling so fast, and it was so great to be Mr. February. Yes, Adrian, dear Maria and Leo and Peter Feliciano and the Felicianos, thank you for the bottom of my heart. Your pieces are so beautiful, and this warms my heart more than you know. I love it and never expected this. Well, you deserved it. I was thinking this week, and I'm like, I don't even have to give it much thought. I already know who it's going to because you're so kind. Not that my other Puerto Rican friends are not, because I have so many wonderful Puerto Rican friends. And some of them have been on our calendar, but you just really go above and beyond and make people feel appreciated. So this is for you. I can't wait to get it. Let's look at it one more time. This is so gorgeous. But if you go to Peter Feliciano Fine Jewelry, you're not going to believe the gorgeous pieces that they're just beautiful. Okay, so this is the coquille, right? Let's look at it again. This is silver, sterling silver. But they come in they come in diamonds, they come in gold, they come in, now there's a new one, the red one. Oh my God, that red one is to die. And his daughter Samantha, Peter and Elaine's daughter, is their model for their pieces. So if you see any of the advertisements, and now their niece is also modeling, and they're gorgeous, and they do the pieces justice. And so go and check out these two wonderful people. Now, Peter also showed me he's been making other designs. One of his friends was Italian and Puerto Rican, as I believe Adrian is. And he sent me this amazing design of an Italian horn with the coquille around it. I mean, incredible. And so lots of great things. So keep an eye on this. Now, this is why it's also important. When a person or people start a business before your very eyes, and you're privy to it, something at the very beginning of its success, pay attention. And you can go back and say, oh my God, I remember when Peter and Elaine were on What's the Story with Maria, and this is going to blow up. It's already blowing up. They had a thing in Times Square. They had a billboard in Times Square, Latin luxury items. This is going to blow like crazy up. So now is the time to get a piece if you want it, because you're not going to be able to get a piece. Everybody's going to be wearing this stuff. I guarantee you, J-Lo, as soon as J-Lo knows this even exists, forget about it. So anyway, okay, that said, also Peter and Elaine, I don't know if I told you, but Adrian is from the Bronx originally, and Hell's Kitchen. So he's like a true New Yorker that moved out to California, and is an amazing singer out there and has an album. Please go and check out adrianchristian.com and all of his stuff, because he does amazing stuff. Adrian is a great, very talented human being. Okay, Donna Jack Wiley. Oh, girl. Donna Jack Wiley is my friend, and she is Kenny Green's mom. Kenny Green is an amazingly talented friend of ours, and I think he's in Australia right now. He and his husband, Michael Tilford, they're just doing music all over the country, and then they're in Australia right now doing music. So Michael Rodriguez is our friend, Dr. Michael Rodriguez. He was on our show around Christmas time. He is the Master Elf. So he has a beautiful organization called Master Elf, and what they do is they bring wishes to children that would normally not have gifts and things at Christmas time or other times, and they hand deliver. The elves hand deliver gifts to these children in Long Island and in other places. So if you're looking for a great charity, even though it's not Christmas time now, go to Master Elf and go and check that out. And that is our friend Michael Rodriguez, and he is Lynn Portis's cousin, and he is also Puerto Rican. So, okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Seamus McGuire. Peter Feliciano, I'll always share the truth. You have designed some amazing pieces or helped me find exactly what was needed. Seamus, we love you anyway. Congratulations, Adrian, he says. So I know Adrian has to go because he has some stuff going on that he has to go and take care of. Rick Sudi Caritas, Leo is awesome. Yes, Leo is awesome. And Rick Sudi Caritas is an amazing, funny man. He writes really, really, really funny stuff, whether it's books, whether it's songs, screenplays. There's so much. We've had Rick on our show. And Rick also has a little dog calendar, a funny dog calendar, which is perfect. Because tonight, I can't wait to bring on my friend. Okay, so thank you, Leo. Oh, my God. Okay, you see this picture? I posted this picture before. This is from, I'm going to say, Lynn Portis could probably remind me, 1996 maybe. Anyway, we were doing this is talking about Broadway. We were doing a what's the other one? Not Gypsy of the Year. It's the I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, where they create these beautiful crowns, and then we all do a skit, and they showed the Easter bonnet. Thank you. My brain's a little frozen tonight. But the Easter bonnet. So all the Broadway shows or off-Broadway shows are given the opportunity to do a skit and then present their version of an Easter bonnet. So this particular year, so my friend Pilley Bianchi, who's going to be on our show tonight, is one of I think she was with Chuck Santoro. She was one of the brides. We were all brides and grooms here, and we were being represented for all the different companies around the world of Tony and Tina's. That's where I met Pilley, and we have stayed friends all these years. And sometimes you lose a little, you lose a little contact because you're busy and they're busy. But she has remained in my heart, and now she's got something really. She's always got something really great going on, but something I really, really, really want to promote. So, Leo, would you bring on our friend Pilley Bianchi, please? And Rick, this goes perfectly with your calendar. Oh my God, there she is. Pilley Bianchi, everybody. Hi, Pill.
Hi. Hey, Maria. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, of course. You know what Leo just...
Oh, look at that. Ugh.
So Leo just pulled up Die Hard Friend, which is on my second CD. Die Hard Friend. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you the quick story of Die Hard Friend. I literally sang it into a tape recorder, just a melody. It was when tape recorders were, we had old tape recorders. Mm-hmm. And Pilley was musically directing at Tony and Tina's wedding. I don't know if you were, anyway, it was you, Lynn, and Karen Cole were the three musicians.
Karen, yeah. Mm-hmm.
At different times. And I just sang it into a tape recorder. And I said, here, Pill, I just sang something. I don't know if there's anything you want to do with it. You were like, okay, great. And you took it home and you turned it into this amazing piece. And it's on your album and it's on my album, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. And it was, the song wrote itself. It was already there. It was probably the easiest song I've ever written. Our collaboration happened like that. It
was so great. And I just love it. And then I also came to your studio that you and Jay had. I don't know if you still have a studio, and recorded.
We do.
Yeah. Recorded a couple of other songs that are on my CD at your studio.
Yeah.
Well, that was
one of my favorite voices of all time.
Thank you.
And also, Die Hard Friend, when I released it, or when I would perform it, was the favorite of so many people in the audience. Everybody would sing along. Yeah, here it is. Sometimes you call it space.
You know what I love that you did so many. I heard it a certain way. Like, you see, you added this stuff that I wouldn't have added. The accordion.
Tony Loria.
I know, it's like an accordion. It's a great song. So you can find Die Hard Friend either on my CD, it's on Spotify as well. Pilley, you're on Spotify, right?
Yes, and iTunes. iTunes so it's on my record CD Wiggle, I think it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Pilley's got amazing songs. If they want to find your music, Pilley, how do they find it?
Well, you can find it if you go to pilleybianchi.com. I've got links on all my recordings to iTunes and Spotify. You can find that
there it is, pilleybianchi.com. Now, I'm going to spell it. Actually, I'll have you spell it, Pilley, because a lot of people listen to this in podcast. They don't have the luxury of seeing it. So why don't you spell it?
Okay, so it's PILLEYBIANCHI.
Okay, and go and check out Pilley's music because it doesn't sound like anything else. Your stuff is so... No. It doesn't. And I was telling Pilley today because we were talking on the phone that one of my favorite albums of all time is your Isla's Dress album. That's the name of our band. It's like I have it as in one of my favorite CDs. But, it's just wonderful. So go and check that out. Now, Pilley, I know you as a musician, as a musical director, as an arranger, someone that does incredible studio work. But now you have this whole other life, right?
Yeah, so I'm in the canine cognition world. And my father... turned out in 2011, his research with his dog Chaser, who was the family dog, went globally viral. She has the largest language learning of any animal in the world. So his research with her was right. It was hard science, and it kind of gave the world affirmation that dogs are smarter than we think and as smart as we think. So my dad was a scientist, and he was inspired by Lewis Herman with the dolphins. Like, researchers were using dolphins and primates and birds, but nobody was exploring the boundaries of the mind of the animal sitting at our feet. And he had brought dogs into the classroom from the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. And we always grew up with animals, and my dad was a behavioral psychologist. So my sister and I were really accomplished at operant conditioning when we were just going into 5th grade. So we thought everybody knew how to modify their dogs' behaviors or their animals' behaviors. We had horses and dogs. And in essence, we were teaching our dogs stupid pet tricks, and we didn't really know what the name was until we saw David Letterman. And my dad used dogs in the classroom before any other researchers did. And so it was he had the goal of teaching them human language, which eluded him in the 80s and 90s because he did it wrong. And so it wasn't until his retirement that he was going to border collie trials and realized where he went wrong. And he was sitting around the campfire with all these border collie trainers, and he had the audacity to say, your dogs are really smart, but research shows us that your dog doesn't really know the names of objects. They don't know their own names. It's just a cue to look. And so this farmer said, "That's what science tells us, is it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, you tell me. Well, I can call out my dog Jeb out of 4 other dogs and tell him to find 2 sheep among 100 sheep that he don't know their names." And this humbled my dad. We learned science is like incredible. So he taught me 2 ways that science makes a mistake: by reading too much into their data or too little into their data. And so he knew that he had overextended his previous research, and he went back to square one when he got Chaser at 76 years old, and he taught her the names of over 1,000 objects, as well as verbs, adverbs, prepositions. It was mind-boggling. And a lot of people say, well, let me back up. So when their research was published in 2011, it went globally viral in 48 languages in 72 countries within 48 hours. And he was getting calls from every major television network. Film crews came over from Spain, from France, from Brazil, from Japan, from Germany, and the world couldn't get enough of this old man and his dog. So he ended up on 60 Minutes and Nova Science Now, and I ended up being there, having a career in the music industry. I was like, wait a minute, someone needs to manage this man and his dog. And so that became in 2011, I became a handler of an old man and a dog.
Well, I got to jump in here, because seeing your picture of your dad, I mean, everybody loved your dad. Everybody loved your mom. Your parents were amazing people. They were amazing. What I loved about your parents, because they would come to the shows, they never were people that would upstage anyone, because they were so grounded in who they were that you wanted to be around them. So they were very easygoing, kind of almost like hippies, but they were just so cool, and they laughed at every joke, and they got what we were doing. And they were just really cool people. And I really, really, really loved your parents. They were great.
Well, I can't believe you remember them to that degree.
Of course I remember them.
Yeah.
Of course I remember them. I remember your mother's laugh. Your mother had a great laugh. And it was kind of like she would contain it, almost. She would try to contain it. But your mom was somebody if she was in the audience, I wanted to make her laugh. you know. And
yes.
I mean, they were beautiful people. So, because I watched that, was it CNN, right? Was the CNN report was the big one? Where Chaser would just...
Well, that was 60 Minutes. So that was, right. 60 Minutes, but Nova Science Now. Yeah, but Anderson Cooper, who's now on CNN. So,
right.
And I got to say, he's the loveliest person you'll ever want to meet. And he was just, we have photographs of him. All he wanted to do was hang out with Chaser and lay on the floor with her.
Oh my God.
And she performed, beautifully for them. Yeah.
When your dad would take, or you would all go together, because now you were managing your dad, right? What would they ask? What was some of the things they would ask Chaser to do to kind of prove this?
Well, what she could do is, when film crews would come, he had a big pile of over 1,000 toys, and she knew all these toys by name. But not only did she know them by name, she knew them by categories. She knew everything that was round and bouncy was a ball. Anything that was flat and flew through the air was a frisbee. She had this understanding of common nouns. She also understood bigger, smaller, find another. Yeah, so he had 2 peer-reviewed studies, and what's crazy is that took his first research, Chaser had learned the names of over 70 objects by the time she was 5 months old because of the way that he taught her. Wow. And it was all through play. And she retained these objects in her long-term memory for over 6 years for the hard science to get reported. So the findings were so significant that it took him 3 years to get it published. She had a 95% success, and testing with other people would give her the tests of finding the objects. And you could see this on World News Tonight with Diane Sawyer. It looks kind of simple, but when you consider the scale of what she learned, it's not simple at all. It's kind of not simple. And that's the thing. But dogs are always listening, and that's the thing. So my dad, out of this, he got Diane Sawyer. She was the sweetest woman.
She seemed like she was.
Yeah, my son had come to the studio, and she just took him around everywhere and let him kind of experience like the different cameras where, you know.
Wow.
Because they have like 8 cameras going on at the same time, but it was a crazy ride. So I became sort of an expert on Chaser and consequently of other dogs, and I was a ghostwriter for his first book, Chaser, which became a New York Times bestseller. Wow. And I was totally behind the scenes with everything, and I would actually I appeared on a couple of television shows with her, and traveled with her, and I gotta say, she was a lot of work, man. I couldn't wait to give her back to my dad.
Yeah, but they were also like connected on a level that, you know, that's the thing with dogs and their owners. And, you know, like I love my dog so much, and she's like with me most of the time. As a matter of fact, she just heard me now. She's like, "Oh, you're talking about me?" But and my girlfriend has 3 dogs, and they are like the loves of her life. Like I feel like dogs connect with one. Hi, Rizzo, come over here. They connect with one person that is their person, and then other people are kind of fringe people. So, like that might
true. I mean,
true, right?
That's true. And, you know, it's like there's the emotional connection you feel with your dog it's not only emotional, but it's grounded in science. Wow. Dogs are the only species that has shared an evolutionary path with humans for 40,000 years. 40,000 years. We have dogs in the ancient world. Actually, I got to tell you, I had it better than dogs today because they got to be dogs. They had a job to do. We were teamwork. It was a teamwork. And now with overbreeding and people don't let their dogs just be a dog, having agency, overexpressing their dogness, that's sort of a miss that we have in the contemporary dog culture. So that's one thing that I'm trying to champion actually in my new book is
okay, let's talk about your, because I was just going to say, so that's the background of what led Pilley to from being a musician and a songwriter and a studio like whiz and a musical director to this. So now you have a book of your own.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So yes. So this was a book that my father and I were working on before he passed away in 2018. His publisher wanted a more prescriptive how-to book. And so we had gotten probably about a quarter of the book written before he died. And then Chaser passed away a year later. And I had all this great material, but I didn't know what to do with it, you know, and it wasn't in my voice. My father is a scientist. And what was really remarkable is, so after they had gone, I had a friend. Let me just back this up. So being in Chaser's world and my father's world, I've gotten to know some of the greatest researchers in the world and have relationships with them. Chaser is my pass that's opened so many doors within the canine community. And I had developed friendships with other writers, dog writers, and two writers were very good friends, Kat Warren and Maria Goodavage. They both had New York Times best-selling books. And I knew them because when my father was with his publisher, other writers want you to review their book. And so he reviewed their book, and I got to know all these other writers because I established relationships with them, because that's really what it's all about. So I didn't know what to do with this book, and they were saying, you know, you really have to find your voice and put it in your own voice, and I didn't know what that was.
Right. I was just going to say, when people say that, it's like when people say, "Oh, just be yourself." It's like,
who is that?
Is one of the hardest things in the world, and find your own voice. So it must have been, I mean, I would have found it difficult to separate from your mission with your dad to now it being your mission. You know, like,
it was hard. Yeah, it's always hard when you're behind the scenes and you're, you know, I was such a fan of his, and but what I became good at with film crews, he would go off into the scientific jargon of what Chaser was doing, and I could see their heads spinning. And I would I go, oh, that just means that, you know, he's reinforcing, he's going to give her the ball and she gets to play with it, you know. And so I would decipher the jargon, right. And then they're like, oh, phew, okay, so that makes sense.
Right.
So when I also experienced this, finding myself when I had an artist career and started performing, I wanted to be someone that I really wasn't. I thought I was like much more sophisticated, and I didn't want to be this quirky girl from the South. I wanted to be Alana Miles, or I wanted to be Annie Lennox. I wanted to be someone that I wasn't really. And I had a producer that was listening to my music, and he said, you know, I love your songwriting, but I don't hear you in it.
Wow. Interesting.
And so he helped me highlight who I was. I knew I was a quirky girl from the South. I had some humor. I was also a little cutting edge. And it was through that experience that I just started writing for me and who I was, and being really honest with my songwriting. And that's when we started attracting a lot of attention from record companies. So, you know, that honesty is everybody's afraid to kind of be honest, and like, I don't really, is anybody gonna like this and follow this? But it ended up being successful, and we had several record deals that just went disastrously bad. And it was at that point that I was like, okay, I need to take some time off and have a baby. I'm gonna lose my window of opportunity, and I just like tread water for a few years. Wow. To really figure out where I was going again. But so anyway, fast forward to working with my dad and writing the book. I decided I wanted it to be humorous, but I also wanted it to be relatable. I wanted people to understand science, but not have it crammed down their throat and jargon. So I was thinking, what better way to do that than have an illustrator? I don't know if you remember the book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fat Fox, and the Horse. It's a children's book. I have it somewhere, but it's so beautiful. And it came out in 2020. And I was like, how can I bring that in to this book that I was writing that was my dad's book? So I called up my friend, Callum Heath, in the UK.
This is your
young
book.
illustrator.
Yeah. We're showing.
This is my book. Yeah.
For the Love of Dog. Yep. Okay.
So I reached out to Callum, and I said he was young. He was about 25 at the time, I think, and the son of one of our best friends, Dave Heath, who was a composer over in the UK. So, would you be up for trying to do this book with me? And he's like, oh yes, Pill, sure, let's do it. And so I just sent him some prose. I sent it, and he started coming up with these illustrations that were just unbelievable. And
wow.
I fortunately had an agent that I really liked. We sent her the what we had done, and she signed us immediately. And then it took us a year to really get the proposal together, just to get to publishers. And Callum is actually he's in the New York Times every day. He's the illustrator for the Connections Companion, the game that's a daily game in the New York Times. So he was brilliant. So that's how the book came out. It's a fully illustrated. You can open it anywhere and get some tidbits of knowledge, and it's based on Dad and Chaser. It's philosophy, it's science, and it's history, the history of dogs and our relationship with them.
Oh, I love it. Really. So now,
wow, Leo, you're so good, buddy.
Leo's incredible. And normally Leo pops on and says hi, but he's having some camera issues tonight. There he is.
There he is.
Leo. Okay, now, so Nancy Pizzotti says, I got to get the book. Yes, you do. We all have to get the book, and we're all going to get it. So, Pilley, what's the best way for us to find and order that book?
You get it on Amazon. If you go to my website, right on the homepage, it's in booksellers everywhere. It's in Barnes & Noble, McNally Jackson. We've in New Jersey, I just did a book signing at Little City Books in Hoboken.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, Amazon, and they actually have a really good price on it right now. Amazon, when we first came out, we were like a number one in dogs, and then dog care, and then also we were charting in self-help and what was it? Self-help, like in the self-help category.
Well, I can see that because animals are not just companions, but they're mood changers, and they also stir up emotion. Like if I'm at work and I love my job, but if I'm at work too long, I start to miss my dog, and I start to say, I hope she's okay, and I can't wait. And there's this part of my heart that is ignited, that I'm attracted to another being that is, out there. and that loves me like no other. And so, it's just, I think animals, and even like you see people that have dementia, but they love animals. They love animals, or people that are struggling with whatever they're struggling with. There's something about being around an animal that makes you feel not just connected, but it makes you feel vulnerable in the most beautiful way. And people allow animals to love them. That is the best part of having an animal.
It is, and it's remarkable just how as human beings we're drawn to animals. And what's remarkable too is that they have a foot in the natural world. That's the beauty of dogs, is they are a gateway species to understand all of the natural world and our connection to it. Because a lot of people say, oh, your dog has it so good, and dogs would survive without humans.
Really?
They don't. 70% of the dogs in the and all around the world are free roaming dogs. They're not domesticated.
70%. Wow, that is incredible. Now, so Pilley, this book is when did it come out? Like recently or a year ago?
Yes, it came out on August 22nd of this past year. So
that's my mom's birthday. That's my mom's birthday.
Really?
That's good luck.
Really?
Yeah. She's up in heaven, so that is good luck. August 22nd is one of my favorite days. So this beautiful book, I love it's for the love of dog, not God, for the love of God. And people say all the time, it's no coincidence that God is dog spelled backwards and vice versa, because there's something so spiritual about dogs, I think. I mean,
well, there is, and we talk about this in the book too. But I really like to say dogs. Well, dogs were revered in ancient cultures, and they were gods. When modern theology started with the Old Testament, that was the basis for the Quran, the Old Testament, and the Torah, dogs fell far and hard from grace. If you look in the Bible, they're referenced as unclean, insults that are hurled at other human beings. So this was kind of like the fall that happened for the past 2,000 years, really, because there were more populated cultures, and with that came disease, and it was blamed on the dog.
Wow.
When in reality, dogs love to clean up our shit, and even in Africa, they actually clean up feces so that humans can avoid disease.
Wow.
So they have this, their saliva back in ancient times was considered
medicinal,
like miracles. Yes, exactly.
You know why I know that? Because in growing up Catholic and Italian Catholic, that was a big thing with like Saint Francis of Assisi is the patron saint of animals, and he was surrounded. There's another saint, Saint Rocco, was big from my mother's part of Italy, Ariano Avellino, and he always had a dog by his side. So a lot of the saints, if you go into churches, in Catholic churches, especially the Italian ones, that lean towards the Italian Catholics, they always have a dog by them.
Yeah.
So they looked at dogs as very healing. Right? Not just protectors, but you would hear that all the time. If you had a cut when you were a kid, or you got hurt, like, it's okay if the dog licks your cut, because that's going to help it.
Yeah, that's true. And that's it. We have that in our book. The dog's saliva had healing powers.
Wow.
And crazy,
okay,
right?
Yeah, it's crazy and it's beautiful. So let's take a minute. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. I think Leo showed a bunch of stuff that. So Nancy Pizzotti says I got to get the book. Danielle who is our spiritual medium, says Mrs. G, that's my mom, up in heaven, yeah, so I'm sure she loved dogs. We had a Samoyed growing up, and my mother was handicapped, so she, you have to be very careful with her, because if she fell or anything, that dog was so gentle with my mom and followed her everywhere and protected her. And, one time there was a snake in our backyard. My mom was sitting at the picnic table, and there was a snake, a big snake that came out of the woods. And that dog, our dog's name was Bianca, she put her paw right on that. She put her paw on that snake till my dad got home.
Mm-hmm.
So dogs are pretty amazing. I do want to take a moment to do the food section of our show, which of course.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Keep eating. Now, I promise everybody I will definitely, by next week, because I have to get everything out of storage, I will be back in my apartment, and I will be cooking as I always cook. I haven't cooked, but we ordered tonight from one of our favorite restaurants, the River Palm in Edgewater, New Jersey, and I love shrimp. Pilley, I think I made shrimp scampi for you once when I came over. I think
you did.
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God, Maria.
I got to order a shrimp dish, and this is shrimp francaise, which is with butter, eggs, lemon, and it's breaded and delicious, and of course parsley. So I love pasta and all that stuff. But
did you make that?
I did not make it, although I love to make it, but only because I'm not home. I'm not able to, and I can't cook here because my girlfriend is so clean. It's like she'll kill me if I cook here. So we just ordered out. But I love to cook. So every week I try to come up with something creative, And so that's what we have tonight. And then for dessert, look what I found, Pilley. Puppy Love cookies. Mother's puppies. So cute there. They're called Puppy Love cookies. And I'll show you. They have all these little puppy shapes. Look at this. So I thought this would be...
Oh, my God. That's adorable.
I know. It would be perfect for our show. So these are our little puppy cookies. That's what our dessert
Are they butter cookies? Are they butter? What do they taste like, Maria?
Well, I did taste it. They kind of are butter cookies, but not as good. I won't lie. They're not as good. They're frosted, so they're kind of like butter cookies with frosting. And they're a limited batch, so get them now. So I did. I got them now. And I thought this is perfect for this day.
Wait, where did you get those? Where'd you get them?
I don't know. It's some little store in Jersey. I was just driving around today, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dessert. Look at that. It's called Mother's Frosted Cookies, limited batch puppy love cookies. And I was like, that's my dessert for today. There they are.
Love that.
Here's our puppy. So, Pill, now, what's going on with your music? Are you doing any concerts or anything that we can check out? Or I want people to get to your music as well.
Well, I've had a pretty good run with being a producer and performing for private events for the past 15 years. I've had a really fortunate run, but I've played in holy places all over the world. I've done weddings and I just did a wedding, my big last hoo-ha in Miami, where I produced a 70-piece orchestra with my partner Nadia and with a choir. So
wow,
it was crazy. So yeah. So I have yes.
Parts like what we sung today.
And we can
go ahead.
We also, we arranged everything. Have multiple trips to Miami.
Wow.
So yeah, so you can see, and my classical stuff is Kyrie, but it's string quartet. My string quartet. I'm playing piano and singing, and Jay, my husband,
who I love,
the best husband of all. Yeah, he's always along for the road.
Great guy. And
he produced it
as well, right? He plays guitar.
Yeah. He plays bass. Bass,
right? Bass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love your music so much. Leo, can you get back to the albums where it says commercial? Because I want people to get to this. This music is amazing. Just scroll back down where you were, honey. It was the 4 albums. It's like 4 pictures. So pretty. If you go to Pilley's website, pilleybianchi.com.
There.
So that first album there, Eyeless Dress. I mean, that album is. Wait, what's the name of that album again? It's like got a really
Ignorance and Bad Manners.
Yes, I love that title. Ignorance and Bad Manners. I played that CD so much, and I still have it. And the top is cracked, and I still play it. I love it. So please go to Pilley Bianchi, PilleyBianchi.com, and please listen and buy Pilley's music because it's fantastic. And it's like nothing else. Your music doesn't sound like anything else. Your voice doesn't sound like anyone else's. And and that was another thing I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. We had a bassoon.
Bassoon, that was it. I was like, was it an oboe? It was a bassoon.
Yeah, bassoon.
And she used to play live on stage. I'd never seen a bassoon.
Yes. But then Tony Loria joined the band.
Also
with
from Tony and our friend, and he plays the
Oh my God, Tony and Tina's wedding, I have to say that is the best gig I've ever had in my life. That's the most fun I ever had. Yeah. And I've performed and I can't even hundreds and hundreds of different places, but the cast of Tony and Tina's, Joe Corcoran, oh my God, just magical human beings. That was a really special time. And I learned so much from that show. It was when I first moved to New York. As a keyboard player, I was subbing I was learning the score for Tap Dance Kid, and I'd have to sit in the orchestra to learn the piano part, and it was painfully boring. And the people in the pit, they're reading books, and then all of a sudden they put down their books and then they play their parts. It was so sterile, and the music was so hard, and it was really not very good. So I wanted to stay away from performing in any Broadway pits until I came across Tony and Tina's. And that was just, I have to say, you, Maria, oh my God, you make me laugh every single night.
Oh, every single night. That was my favorite part. My favorite part was making people laugh. I loved it. One of the things I loved about that show was, many things. Number one, what you said, that it was the greatest cast. So, and we're all still friends after all these years, even though we have our own lives. And we're all so grateful to Karen and Joe Corcoran for just providing a beautiful space for us. Lynn Portis and I have remained best friends.
Oh my God.
Kristen, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So, but also what I got to really know you as an artist with your stand-up. Oh my God, Maria, your stand-up. You and Susie Campanero. Seriously, you guys were brilliant.
Yeah, we had this show for years that we ran. We would do these skits, and Pilley and I were talking like now. They probably a lot of them would be like we wouldn't be able to do half of that humor. But it was racy stuff, but it was really, I thought it was good stuff, and we loved it. And you were so great.
God.
Came to all our shows, so thank you. But I want to thank you. I want to thank Jay, because you guys really helped me with my album, and helping me to re-record stuff, and there were certain things I had to, just do a better presentation. And both you and Jay had that amazing musical mind of, not just composing but producing. And so even friend of mine, I remember I came to you and Jay, and you just you fixed it so it sounded like a professional piece, and just so many things. So, and also the song Sharon, which I wrote for our friend Sharon, which I just played on the guitar. And I remember that you and Jay, I recorded at your studio, and I never forgot that. When I played that, I always think, wow, I can still see both of you every time I hear it, and that sun coming through the window. It was just beautiful. So thank you for creating this beautiful safe space for a musician like me that was just starting off as a songwriter. Thank you for co-writing, just taking Die Hard Friend and turning it into something so amazing. So go check out Die Hard Friend on Pilley's page, on my page, on any of the places we share music. We co-wrote that, and we're both very proud of it. And please go to pilleybianchi.com. Go to what's the other site? It was Chaser.
Oh, Chaser the BC. You can see all the science. Yeah, see Chaser in action. She was something. And what we want people to know is that all dogs are this smart. It's how you unleash their genius.
Yeah,
you know, it's that's the important part. Your dog's smart.
Oh, you know what? And my girlfriend has 3 dogs, and they're like really super smart. She has a black lab, a golden doodle, or a labradoodle, and a King Charles Cavalier. And I have a Havanese Shih Tzu mix, and she's my love. But okay, Pilley, we're sadly at the end of our show, but I want you to leave, because this show is about creative people and the reality of living and thriving as a creative person. What is something inspirational you would leave people with tonight? Maybe people that are kind of like in between projects, or people that are looking for some inspiration. What would you tell them about staying? Because you have stayed in the game. If your longevity, you should be in that category. Longevity. You have stayed in it. You keep just doing beautiful things as you go. And how would you inspire other people to do that?
You just gotta stay in the game. You know, we all get kicked to the curb, and I've certainly been kicked, you know, where I thought I wouldn't be able to get up again. But, you know, and also as an artist, you want to let go of that need of the results. You know, just do it. You know, it's a catch-22, because how do you let go of that one thing you need? It's like you do it.
Wow. I love that. Let go of the need and the results. Just do it. Just be in it. I know that's easier said than done. However, when you do that, that's when the real joy of creating happens. That's when you're like, oh, I'm just an artist. I am like truly living as an artist right now. You know, and find ways to finance your art. I always say this, you know, I say this to young people. Don't expect your art to finance your life. You must find ways to finance your art so you can enjoy your art and not have it be, oh, I got to do that. I got to make this amount of money. You're not going to, you know, find other things to do while you're doing your art so that you can just kind of kick back and enjoy your art, you know?
And baby steps, but also it's just, you got to do it. And deadlines are your friend.
Yes, I love deadlines.
Everything. It's like everything I've done was because I said yes before I thought it through, and then I had to deliver. And so don't let fear get in your way. Either you take a gig or you take an opportunity, and you either fall on your face and they won't call you again, or you don't take it and they never call you again. It's like most people will figure out a way to get it done. And just do it, man. Just do it.
I'd read Tina Fey's book, Boston Pants. It was one of my favorite books. And she says the same thing. Say yes. Just say yes first, and then figure it out. You figure it out, and I love that. Okay, we've come to the end of our show, and we have to keep it under a certain amount of time, otherwise the podcast gets cut. And there's your kitty cat. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend. What's your cat's name?
This is Billy.
Hi, Billy.
It's Billy.
I love it. So Billy and Billy are signing off. And thank you so much, Pilley. I'm so happy that
thank you, Maria.
Do it. Everybody, go and get.
Thank you, Leo.
Leo's amazing.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone, go and check it out. For the Love of Dog, Pilley Bianchi. Go to all her music sites. And Pilley, feel free to post anything you want on my wall, and I'll always share it with our friends. Okay?
Thank you. Likewise.
And
love you guys. Mwah.
Bye, everybody.